Hello guys, welcome, it's Marek here, and today I've got a tutorial for you, or actually a video review of two tablets. One of them is the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1, apparently the best Samsung tablet on the market, not counting Nexus 10 because it's Google, but it's made by Samsung. But from Samsung, this is supposed to be the best Samsung tablet, the only quad-core Samsung tablet. Okay, and up to for a competition, we got this beautiful, very beautiful Chinese tablet called Cube U30GT2, also quad-core. Okay, so I'm going to show you a review of both of them and compare them. Now, the reason why I'm doing this review is because this used to be my tablet. This was the tablet I've been using for the last 6-7 months, but recently I've decided to look for something different, especially because there are some weaknesses within the Note and I want to replace them with something new, and I stumbled across this Cube, this really nice tablet. Okay, when it comes to specs, they're very similar. They both run, I'm not going to get into detail with the specs, but just to give you a quick overview, they both run a quad-core processor, and they both have 2 GB of RAM. They both have micro SD card slot, so you can expand your memory. However, when it comes to memory, this one is 16 GB. I think there's 32 as well, but this one is 16 GB. This one's 32. Okay, so there's 32 plus micro SD card slot. Okay, so let me show you them both, and then we can run with all the features on these both tablets. Okay, so here we've got these two tablets. The Samsung Note 10.1 here on the left hand side, and the Cube U30GT2 on the right hand side. Now, the first thing you notice, or you may notice, is Cube runs the latest version of Android Jelly Bean 4.2, when the Note is running 4.1, which it only received about 2 months ago, maybe, or maybe 3. It's quite recent. So the Note runs the latest version of the Jelly Bean. I'll show you here. We go to About Tablet. I'll do that here on the Note as well. Settings and About Device. So if we look on the Samsung in here, it's 4.1.2. Okay. With the Cube, it's 4.2.2, which is the latest version of Android. Now, depending where you buy in Cube from, you may not have the latest version of Android. It may, because initially it shipped with Ice Cream Sandwich 4.0. So it depends where you're buying it from. I bought it from a seller here. Well, also, I bought it from a seller here in the UK. I wouldn't buy it from China, because there was lots of debates where there's lots of bugs in a tablet, and these have been solved with the firmware, which this seller did. He updated the tablet to the latest version of Android Jelly Bean, and he installed all the firmware updates, so it's running the latest version. Okay, and so it runs the latest version. Okay, when it comes to the main specs, as I mentioned earlier, they both run quad-core processors, so they're very powerful. They both run 2 GB of RAM. That's the maximum you can get on a tablet right now. There are no tablets with more RAM, which is great. They both have front-facing and rear-facing cameras. So there's one here on the front, and there's one here on the back as well. Okay. Both tablets have the cameras of the same resolution. So they both have 5 megapixels on the back and 2 megapixels on the front, which is something quite rare, because I looked at some other tablets, like I was thinking about the Arcos, and Arcos only has 2 megapixels on the back, and I think it's 0.3 megapixel on the front, which is very, very low. Now, one feature that stands out on the Cube is the high resolution display. Cube has even more than Full HD 1920 by 1200 pixels resolution, and it's a beautiful IPS display. You can see here the quality is really, really good. Samsung also has a good screen, but it's a disappointing 1280 by 800. It's a much lower resolution. Unfortunately, none of Samsung tablets has the Full HD screen except the one they built for Google, the Nexus 10. So very disappointing. This was one of the main reasons why I wanted to get a different tablet. I wanted a tablet with a high resolution screen, with at least Full HD screen, and it is really, really good. Okay. Now when it comes to build quality, well, I would give the edge to Samsung. It is a very well built tablet, very nice. If you look around the tablet, it's very well built. Now, just with the ports, power switch, volume rocker, as they call it, micro SD card slot. It's got an infrared as well, which the Cube doesn't have, but you know what, I've never really used it. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. On the bottom, just the slot for the connector, which is the proprietary connector from Samsung, unfortunately, and the microphone here at the bottom. And another thing that stands out on the Samsung is it's got these speakers here on the front. They're very tiny, but they're here. Unfortunately, when it comes to Cube, it's got the speakers here on the side. You can see them. The quality of the sound is pretty good. Not as good as on the Samsung, but it's pretty good. But otherwise, what we get on the Cube is we get loads of ports here on the side. So you've got the power switch, the volume rocker, headphone jack, like on the tab on Samsung, but then you get in the HDMI, which you don't have on a Samsung. I don't think any Samsung tablet has HDMI, micro SD card slot, and then you've got a USB, another feature that was missing on the Samsung, and I was missing it because you need an adapter on the Samsung. This one has the small USB port and the power jack for the adapter. Yeah. Nothing on the bottom. On the right hand side, just the speakers, nothing on the top, and I actually like it. I like arrangement of all the ports here on the side. Everything's in one place. Especially like if you want to charge it, you got a charging port here, so you can put it standing, you can do something, watch a movie, and you can charge it. Now with the Samsung, you can't do it because the charging port is here in the bottom, so you can't put it standing and watch a movie or listen to music. A disappointment when it comes to Samsung. Very big disappointment. Because it happened to me a couple of times. I wanted to watch a movie and I had to charge it because the battery was very low. Also, with the Samsung, to connect it to a big screen or a TV, you need an adapter for HDMI. And Samsung sells one. It's the HD TV adapter. But you know what? From what I found out on the web, is if you want to connect it to a TV or big screen and you want to watch the movies, it has to be connected to the power. So you need to connect it to the power. You can't watch it using battery. Another big disappointment with the Samsung. With this one, you just hook it up to your TV or monitor and you keep watching it. Fantastic. Also, another great feature about the Cube is it's got this aluminium on the sides. Okay. So it's not just plastic like the Samsung. Okay. It's got this aluminium strip all the way around it. Very good. Here we go. Yeah. It's all aluminium all the way around. Very good. Samsung, unfortunately, is all plastic. It's all plastic. You can, and actually, if you touch it, you can feel it, you can hear it. A proper plastic. And here, if you try to bend it, it's a bit tougher. So it's a better material, better than the Samsung. Samsung comes with a stylus. You got a stylus here, which is nice if you use it. Very nice feature, which you don't get with the Cube. You don't get it with any other tablet, but you can actually buy it. If you look on YouTube, if you look on eBay, you can buy it for £2-3 or $4, something like that. So it's really cheap. Okay. Okay, so I've done the review of the Samsung earlier, so you can have a look and watch that. It's a great tablet. It's really good. Don't get me wrong. It just has a bit of disappointments. And when it comes to Cube, it's a great tablet. Not as good build quality as Samsung, but it's a really, really good tablet. I've been using it for over a week now, and it's really good. The applications launch really quickly. I'm not going to give you any tests like other guys do, so you can watch the other videos, but just so you know, it's really good. It's really fast. Some people were complaining about the Wi-Fi on the Cube. I can't complain. It works just fine. Maybe the signal is not as strong as other tablets, but it's working just fine. I wouldn't complain about it. Everything's working just fine. It plays all different kinds of formats, videos, sounds, and yeah, it's a really good tablet. It's got you can launch multiple applications like on the other previous, but remember this is Android 4.2, so you got them here horizontally, and if you want to shut down something down, you just drag it down like that. Okay. Otherwise, it's a great tablet, great quality, very responsive. Yeah. You can, really good quality screen, as you can see. I'm not sure if you can see on the video, but it's really, really good quality screen, very responsive. Can't complain. Oh, the browser. If I just touch it here. And it works with, well, all the applications I've used so far work just fine on this tablet, so I can't complain about it. They work just fine. So very responsive. Works very fine. That's Firefox. So in general, very good tablet. I'm very happy with it, and I'm swapping my Note for this one, Cube U30GT2. Very good tablet, and you know what? Another great thing is the price. Now this one is normally £399, but they sell it here in England for £320, something around £320. You know what? This one with high resolution display, with aluminium on the sides and all the other features, I bought it for £225. £225, and it's really good. Oh, it even has a bigger battery. Samsung has got a 7,000 mAh. This one has either 8,000 mAh, so even bigger battery. So in general, very good. I'm very happy with it. I would definitely recommend it to anyone, and for this price, it's 10.1 inch, the same size as the Samsung. Similar weight, even though there's loads of aluminium in here. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you have any questions, just post the questions. I'll be happy to help and reply to them. Oh, and then remember, because it's Android 4.2, you got the one menu here, and the notifications come in here. Okay, because that's Android 4.2. There's only a few tablets on the market that run Android 4.2. And finally, just one more thing. This tablet supports, well, it's 4.2, so it supports wireless display. You can see